this time.
No hesitation, no doubts.
That's it? I got it. And now a word for time.
I'm a dumb, southern, Jersey, mullet-wearing retard. I'm an inbred, crack baby retard.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
Buddies. Good evening, buddies. It's the Ron and Fez show.
Paul's really great. Paul's great.
Hey, does Paul even know that Ron in Tampa now?
Oh, I bet no one told him.
Yeah, I think we forgot to tell him, since that is his hometown. All right, we are Ron and Fez. I'm Ron. There's Fez.
Hi, everyone.
And we're about to start the fastest hour in radio. That's all us and none of you. But then in an hour, we'll open up the phone lines, and you can call in and jump in on a lot of these topics.
It's still not clear how much access the U.S. is going to have to that al-Qaeda member who turned himself into Saudi Arabia. Now, U.S. officials have said he's not really an al-Qaeda operational planner, and he's really old. So he's kind of not worth it.
So if they somehow get Osama over there, well, he is on dialysis, and I don't think he has long anyway.
So we have video of this guy, the Osama bin Ironsides, as they're wheeling him around. He's at cocktail and dinner parties with Osama bin Laden. He's sitting right next to the guy in the videos, and yet this one really isn't worth questioning.
Where is our outrage? What happens to us when it comes to Saudi Arabia? I know that they have oil, but where is our outrage about the way we are treated?
It's non-existent. It's non-existent because no one even questions this. Now they say, all right, we have this old man in this wheelchair, and we're like, okay, fine with us. And they wonder why Michael Moore goes and makes movies.
You know what? But what we really need is for Clinton to still be president, because then people actually scream out their anger. Instead of going, well, I don't like this, but I am a Republican, so I'll keep my pie hole shut. We kind of need a Democrat just so everybody will use the checks and balances, because there are no checks now.
With this guy, and when I first saw him in the wheelchair, I didn't even know he was crippled. I thought he was so dangerous that we've strapped him into a wheelchair, kind of like Hannibal Lecter on that stretcher.
You know, everything's not a movie. Do you get that into your mind, Fez, that we never really put people in stretchers no matter how dangerous? Like we never did it with Charlie Manson.
It's my only reference that I have to go on.
What you need to do is branch out a little bit. Take a look around this big world of yours.
So this guy is just going to go to the old terrorist home, I guess, live it up large with a nurse, and then that's it. We're not going to ask any questions.
Well, they do, you know, that is Saudi Arabia, and they do have the oil. Even though they were the terrorists who just bombed our buildings, let's go into a different country.
So with this guy, they said he was pretty much abandoned by al-Qaeda, and he was out in Afghanistan by the Iranian border.
Maybe he has some information. Let's talk to him. Maybe he remembers what cave the dialysis machine is in. I'm serious, man. Where is the outrage in this country? Fezzi, the British report on Iraq and weapons of mass destruction came out saying their intelligence was seriously flawed, unreliable, but that Tony Blair did not distort it deliberately. Is Tony safe now?
No, Tony Blair is not safe at all. No prime minister is ever safe in England. They seem to just switch him up like NBA coaches. You know, where you could be prime minister for a few days, and next thing you know, a resignation's being handed in.
Well, Thatcher hung around a long time. Yeah, I think he's not exactly out of the woods, but at least he doesn't look like he did it on purpose. That's got to be a plus on his side.
But this is two reports now, the one in the U.S. and the one in Great Britain, where we said, yeah, just bad info, it's flawed. And really no one taking any responsibility or getting any blame for it.
You would think. So far, the only people who've taken any blame is Lindy England and whatever other waterheads that were making below minimum wage. Those people were always ready to hold responsible. But when it comes to people that are higher up, for whatever reason, we act like, well, a mistake happened.
If George Tenet did this and it was all his fault and the CIA and this was their botched job, George Tenet should be, somehow held responsible for 1,000 people being dead.
He's spending time with the son right now, so we don't even know where he is. I think the two of them are whitewater rafting, where they should be, because this is his last time before college.
Oh, I forgot. That's right. The fall semester starting soon. President Bush said today that even though we haven't found weapons of mass destruction, Saddam had the capability to make them and could have passed that capability on to terrorists.
That could have is what really freaks us out.
So how do you pass on what you don't have?
I have no idea, Fez, and I don't know why we feel so strongly about that.
So apparently what could have happened was Saddam could have passed on the desire to get weapons of mass destruction. So what we basically have here is a really good football coach. He's teaching desire.
Well, they say that there's been a lot of guys and a lot of new terrorists since all this started. So somehow we're turning this guy into some kind of folk hero over there. Why anybody would want to be him is beyond me, but it seems to be working.
His greatest gift to terrorists is inspiration.
All right, Fez, we got an email sent here to us.
Email? What's the email?
Email, like you get it, it's mail that's sent to you.
All right, like the postman brings it?
No, this is electronic mail sent through our computers. This is, we're right on the cutting edge of what's happening in today's computerized or information age.
I don't get it.
Perhaps this will help you.
And now, Ron and Fez, the show of the future, brings you...
Electronic mail. Mail sent electronically.
Oh, now I understand.
Yeah, it's real cutting edge, isn't it?
It really is. It's electronically.
Yeah, mail sent electronically. Email. It says, Dear Ron and Fez, now that George W. has the twins out campaigning for him, and John Kerry has his daughters Vanessa and Alexandra doing the same, which one of these guys wins the hot daughter competition? Love the show. Dave the Dude, you're going to go into the big-ass prize closet because every time we read your email on the air, we'll send you into the big-ass prize closet. That's emails to ronandfez@AOL.com, ronandfez@AOL.com. Fezzy, hot daughters. Each of them have two daughters around the same age. Who wins the hot daughter competition?
This one I am going to have to give to the President of the United States, George W. Bush.
I'm going to say I'm going to go almost with the 47 vote on this and put me as the 2% undecided, because I look at those daughters and I see four hot ones.
Here's the weak link in this. Vanessa Carey. Vanessa Carey looking a little bit too much like her father.
Oh, I don't see it, man. I don't see it at all. And I didn't think that the Bush girls were all that until they started this new bell-bottom thing that suddenly seems to be sweeping their part of the world.
I saw Jenna walking with her father, and just the cleavage vote was out.
All right, so I'm going undecided. You're going with the Bushes. Let's check with J-Dubs. Dubs, where are you on this?
I have to go with the Bushes, definitely.
You're down with the Bushes?
I'm down with the Bush.
What is it about them for you?
I'm not sure, because they almost look like a chick you would normally see at a high school or something.
Just regular girl stuff that works for you?
A regular girl you would see at the bar and you'd be able to approach.
Yeah, I can see it, and they would be at the bar. Maybe we'll open the phones for this at 8 o'clock. It is something that the nation should be debating.
Alexandra did the nice move at the Cannes Film Festival where she wore the see-through dress, and the flashbulbs really worked the see-through part of it.
She got a bounce for that. There's no doubt about it. The bounce is up for that one. So we'll pick this up a little later on tonight, because it doesn't seem like no matter what happens, we're going to have two hot daughters hanging around the White House. And now, according to the Washington Post, hey, the gloves are off when it comes to the Bush twins. We've watched out. We didn't put all their stuff, any gossip about them, in the news the last couple of years. But now if they're out campaigning, it's fair game.
What the Bush girls are doing is they're working on intros for their father. So if they go out on the campaign trail, they'll be the ones to introduce their dad. So they haven't done that at anything that's been publicly covered yet. and they're just kind of waiting for their moment when they can do it at some private fundraising to try it out.
It's going to be some kind of a nutty MTV thing that they're going to try to pull together.
It just sounds so Frank Sinatra Jr.
But I got to, I'm saying 49-47, and the Nader, of course, never took a wife, oddly enough.
Oh.
Yeah.
Too bad he can't be in on the competition.
Yeah, well, you'd have to have sex at least once in your life, and he refuses.
Can you imagine those rumpled, furry-necked daughters that would be out there, the Nader girls?
He should probably just try to pick up Priscilla's granddaughter and say that that's his.
President Bush told Ladies' Home Journal that he didn't realize that Washington was going to be so bitter and that it's a lot different from Austin, Texas.
Now, who is bitter to him? Is he saying the press is bitter, the Democrats are bitter? Who's making him upset?
I think it's probably a combination of both. I think politics is so bitter to him in Washington, D.C.
I haven't seen him around too much, so I don't see where that would happen. It seems like he's only hanging around with his buddies. He is kind of like Elvis Presley, where he's got guys hanging around going, oh, man, you're so funny.
Well, he came in to be the uniter, not the divider.
Yeah, and never attempted. He never really said, hey, what can I do for you guys that didn't vote for me? How do I pull you into the part of this?
Well, when the NAACP convention's going on in town and you're like, no, I'm not comfortable being there. It's hard to unite that way. Of course, he was in Marquette, Michigan, the first president to campaign there since Taft. And told everyone, Whoopi Goldberg's not the heart and soul of America. You people are.
It's you folks, not that crazy Whoopi Goldberg. I guess they really got offended by Whoopi Goldberg, and I'll say her 20-year-old jokes, because his dad got the same jokes when he ran for vice president with Reagan.
It's just insane, people, because there's a war going on in Iraq, 1,000 American servicemen and women dead, and what was the big campaign issue? Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg honestly hurt his feelings, and it's the name thing. It hurts. Bush, yes. There's easy jokes to do there. And by the way, Whoopi, we all get it, and we got it a long time ago, and there's no reason to keep that up.
Oh, she's overkill.
Yeah. Prep something new. That's where you lost me on it. Just prep something new. We're going to take a break here, Fezzi. The fastest hour in radio. You're listening to Ron and Fez.